Day 23, carbohydrates. Carbohydrates, how many carbohydrates should you have? This is one of the most contested subjects around. It's borderline religious. Some people don't even believe you should have carbs, that humans never should have. To them, I would raise India and Hinduism, billions of people eating a vegetarian diet. They survived, if not did well, considering billions of people. However, I do believe there could be cases, and I'm very much, hey, I would love you to experiment. Some people seem to do very well. So there are individuals that seem to do well on that. However, the majority of people, some of the fittest athletes you'll see, are eating carbohydrates. So we're going to talk. This is a short. We're going to be quick. What is a carbohydrate? It's energy. Is energy bad? No, it's like spending money. Is spending money bad? Too much, but too little is not good either. So you want to find your right amount of carbohydrates. Too much energy, your body's going to store energy. That's fat. It's also going to cause things like diabetes, prediabetes, tons of other problems. We got to keep it short. So, how many carbs should you be eating, and what's some practical advice? So, the USDA actually says you should be having around 2,000 calorie person. Average male should have around 225 grams to maybe 300 grams per day. What does that turn to the formula? Remember, we talked about our protein around at 0.75 to 1.25 grams per pound of body weight. How many grams should you have in this equation? Well, in this equation, the USDA is recommending between 1 to 1.5. So 1 to 1.5 grams of carbs per pound of body weight. Actually, I think this works for actual athletes. If you're an athlete, most of the athletes that I've trained, I've worked, you're working out 6 days a week, you're very active, they need this amount. The average person, usually less. So what am I going to recommend? Kind of average person, this is just me, I'm if my own school, I'm just training observation. My recommendation, around 0.75 to around 1.25 for the average person, grams per pound of body weight. This is roughly what you're going to experiment. And all of this is going to be you seeing what works for you. You need to monitor, go through a season, track your grams of carbs, and see what works, what changes, what feels good. Where do you put on weight? What feels like good energy levels? Where are you starting to lose weight? Okay, what's very bad energy levels? So you want to experiment around. Even pro bodybuilders are going to find thresholds, and the fittest, most shredded people you find will find small thresholds and cut below small thresholds over 6 week and more periods of time. Okay, now here's the big tip. I can go over the details, but in practical, when you look at the label on your food and you see carbs and you see fiber, subtract the fiber, okay? They say net carbs. If you see 30 grams of carbs and you see 10 grams of fiber, that is practically 20 grams. We can go to the details. This is a short, but